I wouldn't say it was particularly bad, but it fluctuated. So what we got certain spikes. We've had in the last sort of 9 to 12 months, we've had all weather at the site at Bingley, ranging from very warm sort of September, October, as Mark's just mentioned, where we did get a good spike in the disease pressure sort of mid-October, and that probably carried through for about a month or so, and then we had a bit of a dip in the disease pressure with a sort of fairly warm end of November and cool end of November. Sorry, we saw another spike towards the end of December. Then we got some more cold weather, so it was quite up and down, to tell you the truth. And the disease might get going, then it'd be nipped in the bud. We had quite a lot of incidences of snow on the trial site after Christmas, so we had really quite varied weather, and then it quickly tailed off sort of at the end of March, April, when the weather it almost like flicked a switch and went from winter to summer, and seemed to miss spring out altogether. So we've had a strange year. There's been lots of variations, and those variations of what they provided was spikes in the disease pressure, and you can see that when you look at the data from the trial.
Yeah, I guess that is quite extreme. So from a warm autumn and then to snow and then to hot again. I think it's quite amazing that the trials happened that are quite representative of the extremes. Were you surprised then to see the results, Peter?
I was agreeably surprised. I mean, it's always a challenge when you're actually setting trials up that you get disease, and two, you actually get something that you can really draw some information out of. I think it's fair to say that actually Bingley probably suffered less last autumn than a lot of other areas. We saw phenomenal pressure throughout other parts of the country. And again, that's something for greenkeepers to bear in mind, is that the golf course is a microclimate. And you can actually go from one to another, a few miles apart, and you can find completely different situations in terms of disease pressure. So it really is key that greenkeepers really keep a watch and look at what's going on. And my big plea is actually record what they're doing. Because if you don't record what's happening, then when something happens similar in the future, you haven't got that data. So there's lots of equipment available now where you can actually start recording what's going on, whether that be weather data or whether that be moisture data. And that's really something that needs to be brought into the equation to get the best out of a situation.
Yeah, and I guess that these regional variations, it's important to record that data because it's not going to be the same everywhere, no. And there's not one size fits all solution.
And even within the course, I mean, greenkeepers will always know which are their marker greens, and those are the ones to keep a good eye out on, because they'll be a few days ahead of the others. And given what we're talking about preventative programs, you need to make sure that that program is triggered at the right time in order to achieve the best results.